here's what I was thinking. With all this talk of, like, we were talking televangelists last week, and now we've got these fake martial artists kind of taking advantage of people. The next thing that you and I kind of talked about was, like, some of these people who might have some sort of supernatural type power, and then they get caught for not actually.
yeah. There's a lot of people that could move items with their mind, and I mean, I have some superpowers. We already talked about clearing the room.
Yeah.
I know how to keep people out of my space, with not brushing your teeth. Ooh, I gave it away.
That's why I'm sitting so far away.
Well, I gave it away, but I'll give this one away. It's just don't brush your teeth anymore. And you instantly have your safe space.
You do.
It's like a power. It's powerful.
It is powerful. The only thing is science can actually detect those things. So your powers are real.
That's right.
That's true.
Unlike...
So these other guys, there's a guy, his name is Uri, what was the... Geller, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Uri Geller.
Okay.
And he's one of those guys. He claims, I can bend spoons, I can bend keys, I can move stuff, he's got some sort of, like, telepathy power or whatever. He's one of those interesting ones because he actually was on Johnny Carson's late night show, and Carson gave him tons of time. But from what I understand is it was kind of I don't want to say it was a setup, but it was controlled. So Uri Geller is going to be a guest on the show. And normally, if he's going to be a guest on a show, he kind of provides the materials that he's going to perform whatever, miracles, his skill on. And I think at the time, I want to say that James Randi, who's also known as, I think, the Amazing Randy, he's a magician, and he likes to debunk this kind of stuff. And I think that he had worked with Carson and made sure that the stuff that was provided for Uri to perform, it was very controlled. Like, it was not his original stuff, but set up for this thing. And I think it was like a 40-minute episode on the Tonight Show, and he kept making these different complaints about, I'm just not feeling powerful tonight. I feel like I'm under pressure, and
I'm shocked I haven't seen that. I don't remember.
Well, I would love to play it on our podcast.
So he
copyrighted.
Kind of unfortunately got himself debunked. He debunked himself on a show, during a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, because there's some shows where they invite them on to prove it, and they get debunked. But wow, he went there to show his skill and failed.
But of course, he's a good salesperson, and he kind of, he made it out to be that I'm just, I've got this pressure, and you're expecting me to do these things, and I'm having a hard time feeling powerful.
And you touched on something, even back to the martial arts, as well as the televangelists. They're salespeople, and that's if you're not a good salesman, you're not going to be able to move it along.
So I brought up a little clip here.
Oh, I thought it was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It kind of looks like it.
It does.
Isn't that an amazing house?
I was going to say it's a little bit small, or bigger than theirs.
There's a show that they kind of like try to debunk stuff. The Amazing Randy is really, he just died, I think, a few years ago, and I think he was in his 90s, and he's. I'm very fascinated by his life story and some of the things that he did. Maybe we do a show just on him, because we could fill an hour with his stuff. But this show is talking about this Uri Geller and how successful, and his big mansion. I just want to play that real quick.
All right.
And these days, in addition to many public appearances, he claims that he devotes his psychic abilities to such highly profitable enterprises as finding gold and oil.
To turn this power or this ability into something useful, that's when I discovered that I could earn vast amounts of money with it. And when I say money, I mean not $1 million or $2 million, but tens of millions.
One of the things that I became well known for is moving a needle of a compass with the power of my mind.
Now, I must tell you that what you're about to see here is real. It's an energy that I think we all have. And this is what I do, very simple. I clench my fist like this, and I say in my mind, move. Move! Let's try it again. It moved very little. Help me because I need...
Somebody's on the outside of the boat, moving the boat.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Go! Move! There! Go! Come on! Come on!
Oh, it's working. It's moving, people. It's moving. It moved about 5 degrees.
Now, and this is a real power.
Okay. So I'll just, for those of you
I'm a believer, don't ruin it. That's all I need.
Those of you who don't actually see the visual here, you can catch us on YouTube and see the actual video. But he's moving the compass. He's squeezing his fists down near where the compass is located on his yacht. Oh my God!
What was it called? The Paranormal?
Yeah, his yacht's called the Paranormal, and he's trying to generate this power, and gradually he gets that compass to move. Yeah. So it's like this amazing feat. Well, the compass is it moves based on magnetism.
That's right.
So it's not like you would have to do a lot to scam someone, because where's the magnet in this case? My guess is
in his hands. But again, all it would take, I'm not saying that's what they did, was somebody to be outside of the boat.
Yeah, and turn the boat.
Just to move the boat a little bit. Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's funny because for me, when I see some things like you just talked about the compass, I saw that one of them was like the yellow pages. And the part of the yellow pages.
I'll show you that one.
Excellent. Well, we'll get to that. So they use extremely sensitive devices to prove their huge powers. Like we just said, the smallest amount of magnetism will move that that compass. In fact, as an example of the work that I do, I have these little metal particles that I use for inspection that float around in this oil. Well, you put it in this little beaker, if you will, and if you take your hands and you just rub it down, you can start moving the files of metal through your hands even. So it's not supernatural, but there's things that we have magnetism stuff in us, but the things that they use is so, it would take nothing to move, like a piece of paper. A gnat flying past it would make it move. You know what I mean? All right, well, let's see.
So my point with Uri Geller is just that he's so successful as a scammer that he has this massive house. He's got a yacht, and he's talking about it in terms of he's not just making $1 million, but millions of dollars for scamming people. Right. He's now into, well, I'm saying now, but the video says he's telling people where oil is located, where gold is located,
Well, do you remember back in the day, if you want to go back to, this is interesting, because, the people that could take the sticks and find the water, there's still people out there that says they could do that.
I know. And I fell for that as a kid.
Yeah. I tried it.
My grandparents were totally into that. It's water witching.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah, and I totally thought that it was a legit thing as a kid, and I didn't even question it until this was probably 2000-something, maybe 2010-ish, something like that. And I was working with a parent, a javelin parent, and we were having issues with the field, and the field kept flooding. It was kind of in a swampy area and having issues with, so we were going to build this thing to get, and I just had this conversation about figuring out where the water was coming from and all this stuff. And I said, my grandparents used like sticks and pieces of iron rods. And he's like, that's all BS, right? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? Mean? And it's true. I mean, I was in my 30s and I still thought, I didn't even question it.
They used to sell kits. You want to find water? Right. Here, go find it. Don't pay these silly guys with all the, the drills and all this stuff to find it for you. Just go get these pieces of metal.
Isn't that funny? I mean, I mean, an adult, and you'd still believe that stuff because no one ever presented it as wrong or as false.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, I didn't.
And there's a lot of stuff that we go through in our lives that we realize later.
But that's a scam.
Yeah,
total that's
scam.
An old one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Just like marriage. That's probably the oldest scam that's out there, right? Just teasing because my wife isn't here to hit me.
That's right. We didn't even talk about the Psychic Friends Network. Oh, it's good stuff.
Gosh,
all right.
That is a whole nother topic.
That might
too.
be another one. All right. Thanks again for watching. Those of you listening, thank you. If you don't mind, spread the word. Let folks know we're doing the podcast. We'd love to grow the audience. You can find more information at
nevertooserious.com.
Oh, you did it. Nice work, Dave. You can find our socials at the NTS Podcast on Gettr and on Twitter. And we've got some merch. We got some swag finally.
Yes, he does.
So I got my hoodie.
I know you don't get to see it, but on the back of his hoodie, he has our logo on it.
Yeah.
So he's trying to suggest you guys go get one.
I'm going to wear it proudly.
You should.
Yeah.
I've got to wait for mine to show up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll start off with a sticker.
They have to hook two of them together so I could have one. So it takes some time.
We'll get a double X or more.
Two of those.
Two double
X's. And then
X's.
they have to sew them together.
All right. Until we catch you next time, take care.
And be safe.